first.
Wait, let's just talk about 0 hour contracts quick as well. 'Cause
Oh,
that's a
yeah.
madness.
No, so I was on a 0 hours contract, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
And I was working 3 days a week, doing 7 in the morning till 1. So it's like short hours as well. What's
Yeah.
that? Well, how many hours is that? 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 5 hours, innit? So what's that? 15 hours a week. So it was like some little hours, but because it was also Christmas, and Boots pay like a good £8 an hour at that time as
Is
well.
it?
Yeah, they were paying like £8 an hour,
Shout out Boots.
£8.50 or something. I think their minimum over there is like £9 or something now.
Yeah, shout out Boots.
But I remember I got my first paycheck here, and it was like over £1,000, fam. And I looked at it,
And you were happy, innit?
I said, "This is mine.
Yeah.
Like this is mine." And because I'm at uni, I don't pay tax, bruv.
Yeah, yeah.
So all of it is mine. Like all of it. I think it was like £1,100, £200 or something like that. Bruv, I looked at it and I said, "Oh my days, this is me. Like, yeah, this is sick." And from then, I never even Boots was never even bad to work, to be honest with you.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
the
yeah.
customers are a joke. I'm not even gonna lie. Like they're so privileged, bruv, because you just get very rich people there. And I was just thinking, like, nah. If I said, I'm never looking back. Never looking back. Like, I just have to work. And it sounds mad to say that. Like, I don't even want to work. Everyone wants to be rich and
For real.
fly out, innit?
For real.
But when I got that first paycheck and I said, right, like, I earned this.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
none of this is from my parents. It's not from my siblings. Like, this
Yeah.
is mine. Like, yeah, I did the hours for that.
Mm.
Fam, I felt, bro, I was just like, yeah. I felt like the man.
Same. It's mad. It is like to go to the contrast from when you're in school and like you've literally got no money and you just like for everything it's mum, dad, do you think you can get this for me?
Yeah,
To
yeah,
actually
yeah.
being able to buy your own stuff and being like,
Yeah.
right, let me look at online shopping now. I've always wanted this. Let me look at that. But you got to be smart though. You got to make sure you're stacking a little bit on the side because
100%.
savings have got to start from your first job. Anyone that's getting their first job, got to be stacking from the get-go.
I didn't save from my first job. I'm not even going to lie. Like,
I saved a little bit.
I had zero money from my...
It got me gas though.
Tell a lie. Like, when I left... Because when I left that job, I was... I got like 2 paychecks in 1 month, bruv. I was baffed. I didn't phone them and tell them that, though. You might have to cut this out, bruv. But I got 2... Like, I'm not going to lie. My boss, yeah, the boss that... Bruv, she was so cool. Like, mad cool. Like, at that time...
One of them best friend bosses.
Remember, we had left uni, innit? And I still didn't get like a job that I wanted out of uni, so I was still at Boots. Yeah, and so I was just basically working full time. But bruv, the way that this lady was paying me, I don't even know. I don't know, bruv. Like, she was just giving me a healthy paycheck, but because she was just mad cool. Because the boss I had before that just wasn't. Because I still had the 0 hours contract. You know?
Yeah.
So the boss I had before that, anytime I'm like, oh, is there overtime? Is there overtime? She would tell me no. She just didn't. Basically, she didn't like me. Then it comes to found out there was another manager that was there that was just mad cool with me. Assistant manager, sorry. She was like, basically, this lady got fired. I think she was like saying like she'll come in and be like, yeah, I'm sick, and then she'll go home and leave the staff.
She was 0 hour contract as well.
No, she was like she was a manager. She was like a proper manager. And apparently, I don't know if this is true or not, but apparently she was just basically saying she's done more hours than she actually was doing. So the hours that she's saying she's done was actually the hours she should have been giving out to staff. So I think she got fired or they moved her on. Then a new manager came and I was like, look, I want a new contract or I want more hours. Then I thought to myself, do you know what, I'm not going to be here long. I'll stay on the contract. But she was like, look, I like you, you work good, you sell a lot, so I basically want you in every day. So I just ended up going in every day, started doing late shifts as well. And then I remember when I left, I got 1 paycheck as soon as I left. And then like the next month, like I had the job that Harley got me. Shout out Harley, Small Slice. She got me that job. And I remember I got paid from that job, and that pay was ridiculous. And then I got paid from Boots again, fam. I was like, I wasn't even there that month. And that was like a grand 600 from Boots, bro. On top of the money I just got paid from the new job. Fam, I said, nah, this is sick. I was living, and I had that Boots money, because I didn't touch it. I had that Boots money for like the next three months or so.
Yeah.
So that was sick as well.
Mad.
0 hours is a shed though.
0 hour contracts are dead.
Because if I don't come in, I don't get paid.
Yeah.
You don't even get holiday pay.
My one was like that because I think when I was at Papa John's, that was my first proper job. And like, shout out anyone that works in fast food. Like, you know, the hustle is real. It's actually mad. Friday, Saturday nights, it's a wrap.
Yeah.
It's a wrap.
That must
like,
be ridiculous.
if you've done that, once you've done that, I feel like you can go to any job and it's a lot slower pace. Once you've done those Friday, Saturday nights, like McDonald's, Burger King, Pizza Hut, whatever, like, it's mad, bruv. Because when I was in Papa John's, the phones used to be ringing off the hook, slapping their pieces about in the back, cutting them up. Delivery guys, like, I've got some stories about delivery guys that I'm like, bruv, them lot get, like, it's mad. We had like one delivery guy that got kicked off his bike by a load of kids. They stole the bike and the pizzas from. It's mad. It was
no,
mad.
they don't even drive into certain areas.
Yeah, that's what it was. It was
They
the areas around, like, obviously you live in London. I live in Kent. Kent's good. Like, there's some good areas around there, but
bro, I know that everywhere there's a bad spot in it.
There is some bad areas around Kent that delivery drivers, like, when they were going out there, the boss would be like, be careful when you drive out there, like, don't stay around certain bits too long. Bruv, he slowed down on his bike, he stopped, he went on his phone, they tucked him off his bike, bruv.
Imagine, I remember I was somewhere, I'm not even going to say there, but I was somewhere and I called an Uber, yeah? Fam, the Uber weren't coming into the area.
Oh, he said that?
Bruv, he's not coming into the estate, fam. Like, I've gone on the Uber app, yeah, and I'm seeing where I am, there's a big red circle, fam. I'm thinking, hold on. What, I have to walk out of here.
The circle was like on the thing?
On the map, the circle's red, fam. Like,
you've never seen that?
I've never seen it on Uber.
Must be like a warning thing then.
Like, it was
making
red.
it look like the GTA map, you know, like when you step in the red circle.
The estate you can drive into. There's people live there. There's parking.
Yeah.
Bruv, the thing was circle. He's not coming in.
How big was the circle in the area?
Basically, like, the estate I was in, I was obviously inside, so I called the Uber. You know, Uber says arrived or whatever, 3 minutes away. And all of a sudden, like, because it's a pickup area, so they meet you at your pickup, innit? Red, fam. He's like, it's red, so I have to walk out of the red circle. So I have to come out the estate. I had to walk around the corner.
What, like 2 minute walk around the corner?
Bro, it was probably like, about 5-minute walk.
So it was a small area they put in red then?
Yeah, so my man said, right, I'm guessing maybe a couple times, maybe
I didn't even know Uber did that, you know?
I didn't know. Maybe a couple times people might call Uber stole the car. I don't know, bro.
Yeah.
But I was in shock. I was like, raw. Like, Ubers don't go in certain estates or areas.
Yeah.
Like, to me, that was mad.
Damn.
Other than that, I couldn't believe it though. Uber, you know, red areas. Because I know, obviously, pizzamen and that get their bikes taken, innit?
Yeah.
But Uber, bruv, a cab.
Boy, I don't know.
Shout out Uber. Put some money on my account.
I saw it.
This looks too serious.
Yeah,
bro.
This is a serious one.
When we see more young men, we have to see... What? When we see more young men, we have seen more crime. What's he talking about, bro? His face alone tells me.
Sadly, an awful lot more people have died this year through stabbing or shooting, and mainly young men. I think, first of all, I'm going to say something that's one of these things that you have to look at, but is not really the short-term answer. There's certainly, in certain parts of London, there are more young people than, we've got, as a society, we're getting older, but in the northeast of London, it's getting younger. And sadly, when we see more young men, we have seen more crime generally. I think that's some of what explains it. It doesn't explain all of it, but there's something there that we've got to address and we've got to think about.
No question, Tim.
More importantly, the causes, I suspect, are twofold. One is that it's drug dealing, and the other is that clearly too many people are carrying knives. And so both are going to have something done about them. I think we saw a report this week that said that drugs are now not, it's the street dealing that caused this type of problem. And it's not now that the buyers go to the sellers, it gets delivered on mopeds, and you apparently can get drugs quicker than you can a pizza. But something's got to be done about that. And so therefore what's got to happen is that obviously the people who are committing those offences need to be arrested, and where you can, you identify the people carrying knives and make sure that they get locked up, and if the message needs to get sent stronger, and it might, by sentencing, then a severe prison sentence. At the moment it's 6 months on a second offence, and I would argue it probably needs to be more.
Is any of this being done there? You say it's got to be done, which is obvious. You've got knives, you want to get rid of knives.
Well, if you look at
people trading in drugs. I
think what the Met's done over the last few weeks, they've moved about 300 officers into these areas. They're doing more stop searches. So they are doing their best in what is a pretty difficult circumstance. The final thing I would say, and the government won't like to hear this, but you're going to have to spend some more money on policing. And the reason for that is because if you end up in this city, with only 29,000 cops, not 32,000. Let me just finish the point.
Hold on a second. Just let him finish his point.
Let me just finish the point.
Wait a minute. No, finish.
Now,
Let him
let me
finish
just
his
make the point,
point.
which is
Please
simple,
speak.
really, which is that if you lose the number of police when the city's getting bigger and you have this sort of problem, it's very hard to make sure that you attack it. So I would say that you need to spend more money on policing. It seems a bit odd that when the NHS has more demand, we spend £8 billion on it. When we have more crime, we spend less money on the police. Doesn't make a lot of sense. The final point, the government has...
What do you think about that?
It's kind of self-explanatory, no?
Yeah, yeah.
Like, I can't disagree with him. The knife crime is a madness. Knife crime's been around for long, like, but I don't know, bro. He sort of spoke about it already, innit? Kind of. Whereas, it's just bad, bro. To be honest with you, it's just bad, innit? If they need to put more police out, then put more police out.
That's the thing, but that's the whole thing of like the Prime Minister. She's currently cutting like police down.
Oh, did she?
I think yeah, she's definitely cut the police down big time, and that's what they're saying is that because she's cut the police down, that's why crime's going up. But even things like they're closing down community centres and all this sort of stuff, like that's the stuff that keeps the youth off the streets and doing stupid stuff.
No, I agree with the youth club stuff, and I sort of disagree with it at the same time because I don't know. I just think there's just a I don't know what the issue is, but the issue's deep, fam. Like the issue, you've got people that don't come from bad backgrounds, doing knife crime,
Doing
innit?
crazy
So
stuff.
I know a lot of people say like, oh, it's the poverty. Like, and 100% I agree with it. Like when you grow up with nothing, you see people with something, you want that something.
Yeah.
And sometimes the easiest way for those people, or the only way that they know is to do stuff illegally, innit?
Yeah.
Bro, now it's just confusing because you don't know, as I said before, you don't know who's who and what's wrong with who. I think there's a lot of people out there. I think there's a lot of young people out there with mental disorders that are mentally ill and they don't even know that they are.
So true.
I think there's a lot of young people out there that have like post-traumatic stress, bro. There's people out there that are literally holding their friend in their arm,
Watching them die on the street, and
you
that's stuff
understand
that happens in the war, in the actual wars.
And that's what happens in wars. And
Yeah.
bruv, soldiers aren't looked after when they
Nah,
go
that's
through.
true.
So there's no way little Jerome and Tommy that just saw their friend die, they're definitely not gonna get that help either.
Nah, definitely.
And I'm not to say the help's not out there, because I guess if you look, there is help out there, innit? But you got to remember, some of these people that are growing up like that, they don't know that the help's there. They don't know that they could phone 078, whatever the number may be, and be like, look, I need help. I just saw something, and I don't know how to register it. There's 13, 14-year-olds out there, bro, that are either seeing someone get stabbed multiple times, or their friend's dead, or they've killed, and I don't know how someone can register it, but they can't. They've then got to kind of go home and be like, oh, mum, dad, whoever they're living with, yeah, like James just died in my arms, and then it's like the next day, they've got no one to talk to about that, except for maybe their friends, like, rah, Jay, I can't believe James is there, blah. Like, I don't know how you're gonna sit there and register, like you there, and then all of a sudden your friend's just dead, bro.
Yeah,
like,
I know, it's
you've
mad.
stepped out, and half the time they're not even stepping out to do anything, bro. They might just be, as you said, chilling at a youth club or just chilling in their area, which I think is a waste of time anyway most of the time. But you're just with friends, innit? Something's kicked off, that's happened, and now your friend's dead. I don't think anyone has ever stepped out their house and said, yeah, I'm dying today, man, that's calm. Like, I don't think there's any way you're going to register it, bro. You're seeing someone now, then the next day they're dead, or you've seen them die.
It's like a never-ending cycle.
Bro, that
basically.
must mess you up, you know?
Big time.
Like, it's got to, and I don't think, I can't say they've never mentioned it again. I don't think they've ever mentioned it on a question time, bro. I think a lot of these kids out here have got mental issues.
Yeah.
And
That's a good point.
And they're not being helped for it. Because there's some kids out there that just don't care, bro.
Yeah.
I've said it already. The generation that's like 14, 15, 16, I'm not going to say all of them. Because it's probably the same in our generation, but
yeah.
I feel like the respect levels have just depleted, bro.
No, I agree.
I don't feel like they respect anything.
Elders as well.
They
a lot of
don't
them lost respect for the elders.
Anything. I just feel like the only people they respect is probably themselves.
Do you think
if
that's
that makes
over
any
here
sense.
and like stuff you've seen in America and that as well? Or do you think it's just over here? The
I don't know,
respect for
like,
that generation.
Because I don't live in America, you can only go off by what you see in the
online.
news.
Yeah.
But living in London, bro, seeing these youths on buses, whatever they may be doing, like, they're just mad.
But do you think you was like that, but you just didn't notice it when you were that age?
I didn't stab nobody.
Yeah, no,
I haven't
true.
killed anybody.
But attitude-wise, like
I haven't.
You always had respect for your parents. I did. Like
Yeah,
I
yeah,
always
yeah.
respected people like, obviously as a kid you do like loads of stupid stuff.
So do you
but-
think, like, again, you know, in America they're like, same old, shout out J. Cole, innit, same old American dad story, where their dad's not around. Do you think that's the same impact in London?
I'd say it is, because I think that's a situation that no matter where you come from and no matter what age you are, that's still going to affect you the same way.
Because, you know, then saying that, like, some people have both their parents,
Yeah.
and they still turn out a certain way.
Yeah, I think that's like, again, they always say you're a product of your environment. So I think
Yeah,
if you're brought
100%.
up in that type of environment, I don't think it matters what background you've got. Even if you're like, you know, like in, I don't, you know, like TV shows like Top Boy and that. You see Top Boy, Kidulthood, all those types of shows. Sometimes you get that character in there that you think, oh, they're about that life, and they go home in the show, and then obviously it's a show, but they go home in the show, and you see they've got both their parents, they've got siblings, they've all got a room each, they've got food on the table, but they're still pursuing the same life.
Like, you're not seeing where their struggles come
Yeah,
from
yeah,
for them
yeah.
to do that.
But then it might just be that thing that, right, this is the guy who I've connected with in school. You know, like, you're easily influenced when you're younger as well.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
if you
yeah.
hang around with that crowd, it's going to happen.
I don't know, man. I don't feel like I've ever been easily influenced to do anything.
Yeah, yeah.
But I feel like, again, that I have to credit that to my family, innit? Like my mum, dad, my sister, my brother. I think
Disciplining you when you're younger as well.
do you know what? I'm not even a child that was ever beat like that.
No, not even beat, but I'm just saying verbally. If your dad was like, you know, like your parents they'd be interested to know who your friends are and who you hang around with.
Yeah.
And like they'd want to know what you're doing. Oh, you're doing football. Oh, that's good. Oh, like what? Like even simple things like they might just be listening into what music you're listening to and stuff like
You
that.
know what it is? I think
They take an interest. I think that's the important thing, is that they don't have that older authority taking interest in them. So
Yeah,
they're
yeah.
just let off the leash basically to
and
do
I
what
think,
they want.
yeah, because, you know, my parents were just always, no matter what I did, they're just invested.
That's what I'm saying.
Even like I would hang around with kids in my area,
Mm.
and I remember like, dude, like not even doing badness, bro. We was literally just outside the house talking.
Yeah.
You know when it gets like dark around 5, 4ish, 6ish,
Yeah.
and yeah, I remember I was just hanging around, not even doing badness, bro. And it was just my brother. He was came walking down. Older brother came down walking down the road. He was like, "Oh, you're right." I was like, "Yeah." He was like, "What are you doing out?"
Mm.
And brother, it's early to me. Like it's 5, it's
Yeah,
4ish.
yeah.
It's not. He's like, "Yeah, you don't need to be out here though. You're not doing nothing. So go home basically." And he just took me home. And at that time, I'm probably like 13,
Yeah.
14. But it was to the point where, from that, like even now I remember it. I'm not out there doing nothing, fam. What am I out for?
Yeah.
Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, yeah, chill with your
Did you
friends
see
or
it from
whatever.
his perspective
but in
back
his
then, though?
perspective, because he done some bad stuff, innit? So in his head, he's probably thinking, look,
You don't
I
wanna
was
go
out
down
there
that
that
same
age
path.
doing stupidness, so there's no way I'm gonna walk past my little brother on the street who's not doing nothing
Yeah,
constructive.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
I'm not out there kicking ball, literally standing outside a house on the street, bro. Do you understand? And he was, in his head, it was probably like, you know, get home, innit? You're out here, you're not out here doing nothing good or bad.
Mm.
Like it's not like I was doing nothing bad, but in his head, it's like, this is probably where it starts. You're gonna be out, and then one day you're gonna get bored. Someone's gonna say, "Right, let's go there."
Yeah,
You're gonna
yeah.
go there, and you're gonna do stupidness. So, it's prevention, isn't it?
And that's what a lot of these kids don't have, is that older sibling as well.
That's
to
what I'm
be
saying.
like,
Both my
well, the
sib-
older siblings
both
they
my
got are
siblings
putting
were
them
like
onto the
that.
game as
Yeah,
well.
yeah. Both of my siblings were like that.
Yeah.
Even my sister. I had no chat for my sister. As much as I would argue with her, her word was concrete, bro. Like there was no going past it. So, in her head, it was like, you're not going into anything I feel like is gonna put you in a situation where I feel uncomfortable for you. So
Yeah.
my mum and dad, same with my dad and my mum, it was always like, what are you doing? Why are you doing that? Where's this come from? You know, like you would have your friends and they got new phones this, new phones that. And
Yeah.
in my head, I'm always thinking, how do you go home with a new like Nokia and your parents see it and not question it, bro? Because I can't walk in with nothing in my house without my parents
You know,
saying,
sometimes
where did
I'll
you
be
get that
like,
from?
I'll order a T-shirt online. I'll be wearing the T-shirt, and I wear it there. Mum's like, I've never seen you wear that T-shirt before.
Yeah, like my mum and my dad were just on point to
They
the
know.
point where anything new on me at that time in school was like, where did you get
That's
this from?
because
How did you
that's
get this?
because
I remember like
the money for the stuff you've got, it all comes from your
Yeah,
parents
yeah,
when
yeah,
you're that age.
100%,
But
but
if
I
they're
know
trapping
kids,
in
yeah,
that, that's where their money
Bruv,
comes
I
from.
know kids that would get new trainers. They would rob phones. They would rob this, and they could go home comfortable, fam. And I'm thinking, your parents aren't asking you where you get this from. Like, why is this in my house, sort of a thing.
Yeah, yeah,
Like
yeah.
I don't live there, maybe, but it was too much, fam. You're not sneaking in like as you would like a new T-shirt or something.
Yeah, yeah.
You're coming in with and at them times, a Nokia, what is it, 62? I don't want to say
6310 or something.
6310,
Yeah.
Samsung Walkman, not Samsung, the
Sony Ericsson
Walkman.
Yeah.
And I know
Big
your
up the
parents
Walkman and
aren't
big
getting,
up Nokia.
I know
Old
your
school.
parents aren't getting that for you, but you're walking in your house comfortable.
I think the whole thing of that as well, like you said, when they go home, I think it's like envy or jealousy as well. Where like, you know, people of that age, they're like, oh, they're always coming in with this good stuff, they're getting away with it, maybe I can do it as well, so I'm gonna nick something. And then like if they pull it off and it becomes successful, why are they gonna stop? Because that mentality works the same way with gambling. If you gamble once and you win once, you think, I've won once, I might as well do it again, and it can become an addiction. Because you've got to think as well, everyone's different, everyone's minds are different. So because you in your head are going, I just about got away with that, I ain't going to do that again. Or I gambled and I won, it's definitely pot luck, it's amateur luck, I'm not doing that again. Some people take that as, no, I'm meant to win. I'm going to keep doing it over and over again, I'm going to keep stealing over and over again. So I think that's the exact thing where crime comes from. You need to be taught when you're young what's right from wrong.
But this I know, and that's what confuses me, because I do believe that parents, bruv, come on, like, I do believe parents, like, do tell the children what's right and wrong.
Yeah.
But this is what I'm saying. I don't think it's ever going to be explained, but I just think there's just a deeper problem in London. Outside of London is bad as well, but because I live in London, I can only talk about London.
Yeah, no, there's loads of places.
Like,
Because I've got friends from like Liverpool and that, and Manchester.
I know that, bro. I know up north's nuts. Like,
some of the places
they're
up
mad
north
up
are
there.
crazy.
But London, the kids, fam, the kids are just like, when I see them around, yeah, like I've got nieces that are like that age as well, and I'm just like, you lot's attitude is mad. Like the way that they talk, yeah, I'm thinking, I couldn't talk like this around my aunties.
I know, trust me, I know.
Like, around my aunties and uncles, this could, bruv, it's not running. Like it's getting shut down. They're on the spot.
Yeah.
But these kids are moving. These 13, 14-year-old kids are moving like they're 25. Fam. Do you understand? Like, I'm seeing these schoolgirls, bruv, and they're full face caked, going to school, caked,
I know, it's crazy.
makeup all over their face.
You've seen all the memes and
I
stuff
don't remember
online.
seeing girls with with makeup
where it's like
me
when I was in
like
year 8,
mascara
you
or
when
something.
you're in year 8, yeah.
But they're going in like face beat to death, bruv, to go school
I know,
and
it's crazy.
do PE and sit in and do Sec 2 maths and
So
stuff like that.
do you think social media plays a part in that as well?
100%, bro. Again, if there was Snapchat and
Back
flipping
then,
Instagram,
we would have been
back
way
then,
more reckless,
bruv.
We would
The
have been
things,
reckless.
think about the things that was getting sent around on
Yeah.
Bluetooth. Them videos, like people were doing that in school, fam.
Yeah.
Happy slapping and like those just got sent through Bluetooth and flipping. What was the red one? Infrared and all of that.
Infrared. Man said infrared.
I don't know.
That's old school.
But yeah, so I think now that everything's like image, do you understand? Back
Everything-
then, people
yeah.
just had like Pixel and MySpace and stuff.
Bebo
like
and
that.
stuff.
Bebo.
It weren't even that deep.
Yeah, it was
It was
never that
just
deep. MSN and all of
Pictures
that.
in the mirror with the
But
light
now-
on and like
but
now
now,
it's
like-
filters, makeup, all of that.
Like now you're going to school and man might just Snapchat is 110s and you're gonna think I need 110s. Look at his Air Max. His Air Max
Yeah,
is sick.
yeah.
Like look at the phone he's got. Look at his watch.
It's the likes.
Like,
It's the likes as well.
yeah,
that
like you're
gets them.
seeing a lot, and I think their generation is like if you're not seeing me do it,
Yeah.
like maybe I'm not like maybe it's not sick then. Sort
Yeah,
of thing.
yeah.
That's probably what it is as
No,
well.
I get
but
that.
The crime thing's mad, bro. I don't know. I don't think crime's been in the world, so I don't think it's ever. When people say it needs to stop, it's never gonna stop. Can it calm down? Probably, yeah. But right now, it's mad. Like every other day, bro, someone's just dying,
I know.
getting shot, dying, shot, stabbed, dying, shot, stabbed, shot, stabbed, shot, stabbed. Every day, and obviously the news is concentrating on it more.
Of course.
So
'Cause
you're
it's
gonna
London.
you're gonna hear about it.
Yeah,
more. So
yeah,
it's
yeah.
not to say that it's worse now, but it's the ages that are bothering me, fam. 13, 14.
Mad
Like,
young.
yeah, like they're just out there reckless. Like 14 and 13-year-olds don't care about the 25, 30-year-olds and what they've done on road and how they've changed. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, I don't believe, I would like to not believe that there's people out there that are saying, I need to live this life. I want to live this life. Do you understand that? Like, this is what I'm saying. I understand when someone's like, look, I've got nothing. I've seen my mum struggle day in, day out. So I understand when people are out there, like, selling drugs or whatever, because maybe for them that was the come up and maybe that has helped their mum. Whether the mum wants to take the money or not, she's going to need to take it, bro, because she's got no other way to provide. Do you understand? So that little 400, 300 pound that person
Goes
might
a
be
long
giving
way.
their mum, it's going to go a long way for her.
Yeah.
Whether she
Big
she
time.
must, I wouldn't be surprised if the mum hates taking it, but she has to.
But she has to.
Do you understand what
No,
I'm saying?
I
So
feel
for
that.
like I understand it. I understand getting the money, and I suppose along with doing that, there's gonna be violence because people's gonna want to take the money or take or drugs or whatever. I kind of understand it in that way, but bro, it's mad. Like the ages is crazy, but as I said before, the thing that just amazes more is when you're coming from a good family where your dad's working hard, your mum's working hard, the bills are paid. As you said, you've got your own room, you've got your PlayStation,
why do you
you've
need
got
to
your
do that?
Xbox, you've got your 42 4K TV. Like you're going home comfortable, bruv. You've always had the freshest kits. You're going home mad comfortable. So I don't understand why then you go into that life and just do a madness.
No, that's true.
I don't know why you choose it. As you said, influence, innit? Maybe it's influence and image.
It's got to be. It reminds me of On Power, Tariq, where he's got the comfortable life, but he's in Foot Locker, jacking trainers and trying to be put onto the game that 50's in.
And that was all influence, I suppose. You sort of got him into it. It was like, right, you can get your own little money. I suppose. Then again, looking at that Tariq thing, it was probably that like, right, I want to get my own money. My dad's got bare money.
Yeah,
I want to get bare money like my dad gets bare money. I'm just gonna have to look for my own come up. And maybe that's what it was.